All right, so picture this. We're shrinking down, like down to pond level, ready to explore this tiny little ecosystem,
All right.
right in someone's backyard, a place where, plants and fish and even algae are all kind of playing their part.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're diving into today, the
Yeah.
world of Water Sprite and, surprisingly, green algae.
Sounds slimy.
Right. And our source today is a blog post. It's called Notes of Fishkeeping.
Mm?
And it's by this guy, Ang,
Okay.
who's got like this real knack for finding these little mysteries in his outdoor ponds.
Yeah.
And what really caught my eye was this observation that he made about the water sprite in his ponds.
What kind of observation?
So he's got these water sprite plants, and they're like, thriving away.
Yeah.
But they're consistently covered in this green, slimy algae. And it's not just a one-time thing.
Right.
Aang keeps seeing this, which makes him think there's something more going on than just,
Yeah.
random algae growth.
So what's his theory? Is the water sprite like an algae magnet?
Exactly. Aang thinks the water sprite might actually be attracting the algae.
Wow.
He believes it's pulling in nutrients from the water,
Okay.
including like the ones that algae needs to thrive, almost like,
Yeah.
setting up a little algae buffet.
No, that's interesting. I mean, plants absorbing nutrients? Yeah, sure, of course.
Right.
But for it to be, like, concentrated enough to be attracting algae, that's something else.
Right. And it makes you think about, like, the types of algae, too.
Yeah.
Is it a specific kind that's drawn to these nutrients?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just, like, a general green, slimy free-for-all?
That's a great question. I mean, there are literally thousands of different algae species.
Oh, wow.
And they all have their own, like, preferences when it comes to nutrients and habitats.
Oh, interesting.
Some thrive in like, nutrient-rich environments, while others prefer cleaner waters.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's definitely possible that the water sprite is creating the perfect conditions for a particular type of algae to flourish.
Right. And Aang even has a little bit of evidence to back up his theory, too.
Right.
He points out that the plastic containers where he keeps the water sprite are completely free of algae.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
That seems to, like, isolate the water sprite as the source of the attraction rather than it just being a coincidence
Right.
that the algae is growing in that area of the pond.
It's like a mini experiment, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But here's where things get even more interesting.
Okay.
Aang isn't all that bothered by the algae.
Mm.
And it's all thanks to the guppies in his pond.
Ah, I was wondering when the fish would come into play.
Right.
So what role are the guppies playing in all of this?
Well, it turns out they have a pretty big appetite for algae,
Okay.
especially the guppy fry.
Mm-hmm.
Aang's got a booming guppy population,
Yeah.
and the algae seems to be their main food source.
So it's like a perfectly timed, self-sustaining, like, food chain, right?
Yeah.
Playing out in his backyard.
Totally.
It makes you wonder, though, did Aang plan this? Like, was this a carefully orchestrated guppy breeding program?
That's the funny part. Aang says he didn't intentionally set out to breed guppies.
Really?
They just kind of did their thing.
Sometimes nature has its own plans.
Yeah.
They turn out to be pretty remarkable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But this happy accident has led Aang to realize just how beneficial these little guppies are.
Yeah.
And it's not just about, keeping the algae in check.
Right.
He mentions that they've been, like, quite helpful in controlling other pests as well.
Oh. Tell me more about that. What kind of pests are we talking about here?
He specifically mentions mealybugs,
Okay.
which are notorious for infesting plants. You've probably encountered them before. Right?
Oh, absolutely. Those tiny white bugs can be a real headache for gardeners.
Oh, yeah.
I've had my fair share of battles with them.
So imagine having a little army of guppies patrolling your plants and just gobbling up these mealybugs before they can, cause any real damage.
That's amazing.
Right.
So it's like having a built-in, all-natural pest control system.
Yeah.
And it's all thanks to this unexpected relationship between the water sprite, the algae, and the guppies.
Yeah. It really highlights how connected everything is in this little ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets you thinking about, like, what other benefits might be hidden in plain sight.
Right.
Things we might consider a nuisance,
Yeah.
but actually serve a vital purpose.
Exactly. This is a great reminder to take a closer look at the world around us and question our assumptions about what's good or bad in nature.
Yeah.
Sometimes the most beneficial elements are the ones we least expect.
And this whole experience has definitely sparked like a new wave of curiosity for Aang, too.
Oh.
He's now thinking about introducing more aquatic plants and even other fish species, like mollies, to his ponds.
It sounds like he's ready to dive even deeper into this world of aquatic ecosystems. Adding new species to the mix can be fascinating, but it can also be, a little tricky.
Why is that? What are some of the challenges involved in introducing a new species?
Well, you have to consider the potential impact on the existing ecosystem, right?
That makes sense. It's
Yeah.
like adding a new ingredient to a recipe.
Yeah.
You need to make sure it complements the other flavors and doesn't throw off the balance.
Exactly. Each species has its own, ecological niche, its own role to play in the web of life.
Right.
Introducing a new species could disrupt that balance, leading to like unintended consequences.
So it's a decision that shouldn't be taken lightly.
Right.
It requires like careful consideration and planning.
Absolutely. But that's what makes it so fascinating too, right?
Yeah.
It's like solving a puzzle, figuring out how to create this thriving, diverse ecosystem where all the pieces fit together,
Yeah.
harmoniously.
Well, we're definitely going to dive deeper into those challenges and benefits of adding new species in part 2 of our deep dive. But before we do,
Yeah.
let's take a closer look at the role of the guppies in Aang's pond and see what other surprises these little fish might hold.
Sounds like a plan. Are you ready to explore the fascinating world of guppies?
Absolutely. Listeners, stay with us as we unravel the mysteries of these tiny fish and discover their hidden talents in Aang's thriving ecosystem. So welcome back to our deep dive into Aang's fascinating pond observations.
Yeah.
We left off talking about how Aang is thinking about adding new fish species like mollies to his ponds.
Yeah. It's exciting to think about adding new species, but, it is important to consider those potential ripple effects
Right.
throughout the pond's ecosystem.
Absolutely. Each species kind of occupies its own ecological niche, and adding a new player to the game could disrupt the balance.
Right.
It's like introducing a new top predator into an environment.
Yeah.
It could have both positive and negative consequences.
Exactly. And take, for example, the guppies that are already thriving in Aang's pond.
Yeah.
He calls them useful,
Yeah.
which makes you kind of wonder about their role
Right.
beyond just being algae eaters.
Yeah. What makes these guppies stand out as particularly useful?
Well, one key aspect is their pest control ability.
Okay.
Remember those pesky mealybugs we talked about earlier?
Oh, right.
Aang specifically mentions the guppies helping him control those.
Right. Those mealybugs are notorious for infesting plants, and they're not exactly easy to get rid of either.
No, they're not.
So having a natural predator like the guppies around to kind of keep their numbers in check
Yeah.
can be incredibly beneficial.
Oh, for sure. And it's fascinating like how this interconnectedness plays out.
Yeah.
The water sprite attracts the algae, which feeds the guppies, and then the guppies, they kind of repay the favor by keeping pests under control, which indirectly benefits the water sprite.
It's a beautiful example of like nature's delicate balance.
It is.
Each element kind of plays this crucial role in the overall health and stability of the ecosystem.
Yeah. It's a reminder that we often overlook the interconnectedness of the natural world. We tend to focus on like individual species or problems in isolation, but everything is connected in ways we might not even realize.
Right. And this interconnectedness is kind of what makes ecosystems so resilient too.
Absolutely. When one element is affected, it can ripple throughout the entire system,
Right.
prompting like adaptations and responses that maintain this, dynamic equilibrium.
So it's not just about the guppies controlling the mealybugs.
Right.
It's about understanding like the broader implications of their presence
Yeah.
and how they contribute to the overall biodiversity of the pond.
And exactly. Biodiversity is key to a healthy ecosystem. The more diverse the species, the more resilient the system becomes to disturbances.
And a more diverse ecosystem also means more potential for those. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
unexpected benefits like the guppy's role in pest control.
Precisely. Eng's observation really highlights the importance of appreciating those often overlooked contributions
Yeah.
of each species within an ecosystem.
Right.
We tend to label things as, good or bad
Right.
based on like our limited perspective, but nature doesn't work that way.
It's a reminder that even the smallest creatures, the ones we might consider like insignificant or
Yeah.
even nuisances, can play vital roles in maintaining a healthy ecosystem.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder what other like hidden relationships might be waiting to be discovered,
Yeah.
in our own backyards or local parks.
Right.
Are we overlooking the valuable contributions of certain species simply because,
Yeah.
we haven't taken the time to understand their role?
These are great questions to ponder.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to like shift our perspective from,
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to control and manipulate nature
Yeah.
to observing and learning from its intricate workings.
I completely agree. There's so much we can learn from observing nature's processes, especially when it comes to creating sustainable and resilient systems.
Ang's observations have certainly given us a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And it all started with a simple question about,
Mhm.
why algae was growing on his water sprite.
Yeah. It's amazing how a simple observation can lead to like this deeper understanding
Right.
of this, complex web of life that surrounds us.
It really underscores the power of curiosity
Yeah.
and the importance of asking why. Who knows what wonders we might uncover
Right.
if we approach the natural world with a sense of wonder
Mm.
and a thirst for knowledge.
And who knows what solutions to some of our biggest challenges might be, like
Right.
hidden in plain sight,
Yeah.
just waiting for us to discover them.
That's a great point. Maybe the key to a more sustainable future
Mm-hmm.
lies in understanding and harnessing the natural processes that have been sustaining life on this planet
Yeah.
for millennia.
I think you're onto something there. Now, are you ready to dive into the final part of our deep dive?
Absolutely. Listeners, stay tuned as we wrap up our exploration of Eng's Pond with a thought-provoking question.
Okay.
Inspired by his observations and the incredible interconnectedness
Yeah.
we've uncovered.
Hmm.
And welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Eng's fascinating pond observations.
Yeah, it's amazing how much we can learn
Right.
from somebody just,
Yeah.
paying attention to
Yeah.
their own backyard.
It really makes you wonder,
Right.
like what other hidden connections and intricate relationships we might be overlooking,
Yeah.
in our own lives and in the world around us.
Exactly. And it brings us to the thought-provoking question that we wanted to leave you with today.
Okay.
It's inspired by Aang's experience and the unexpected benefits that he discovered from something that might initially seem undesirable.
Yeah.
The algae.
I'm all ears. What's the question that's got you pondering?
Well, so think about it this way. What if we're too quick to judge certain elements of nature as, good or bad
Really?
based on our limited understanding?
That's a great question. We tend to have these preconceived notions about what belongs in an ecosystem and what doesn't. Like we might see algae as something to get rid of
Right.
without
Yeah.
considering its potential role,
Yeah.
in the bigger picture.
Exactly. Aang initially might have seen the algae as a nuisance.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a vital food source for his guppy fry and played a crucial role in the overall health
Right.
and balance of his pond.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like we need to take a step back and look at things from a more, holistic perspective,
Mm-hmm.
recognizing that everything in nature is interconnected
Yeah.
and serves a purpose, even if it's not immediately apparent to us.
I couldn't agree more. What if instead of trying to control and eliminate what we perceive as bad,
Yeah.
we shifted our focus to understanding the interconnectedness of nature and the role that each element plays, even the seemingly undesirable ones.
That's a powerful shift in perspective.
It is.
It's about embracing the complexity of nature.
Yeah.
And recognizing that what we might see as a problem could actually be a solution in disguise.
Right.
Just like the algae in Aang's pond.
Precisely. So as we wrap up this deep dive, we encourage you to take a closer look at your own surroundings, whether it's, your backyard, a local park, or even a crack in the sidewalk.
What do you see?
Yeah. What might you be overlooking? Yeah.
What unexpected relationships and hidden benefits might be unfolding, right under your nose.
It's a good reminder that even in the most, familiar places,
Yeah.
there's always something new to learn and appreciate about the natural world.
And as Ang's experience shows us,
Yeah.
those those discoveries can lead to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in this, intricate web of life.
Well said. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of water sprite, algae, and the unexpected heroes at
Yeah.
Ang's Pond.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope it's inspired you to explore the natural world with a fresh perspective and a sense of wonder.
Until next time, keep observing, keep questioning,
Yes.
and keep diving deep into those mysteries of the natural world.
Absolutely.